How do you do? Just a word of friendly warning. I think it will thrill you. It may shock you. It might even horrify you. So if any of you feel that you do not care to subject your nerves to such a strain, now is your chance to, well, we've warned you.
Welcome back to Cult Month at Night of the Living Podcast. I'm Freddie. Amy's here.
I am.
Andy.
I'm here.
Elise is joining us today.
Hi.
And Kelly.
Join us for Cult. Join us.
Join us.
Yeah, you said it better.
Join us. Patreon.com/NOTLP. Thank you. We finally got that episode of Conan and Comics out. And our buddy Justin joined us for that.
Did you guys talk about Savage Sword?
Oh, we talked about Conan the Barbarian, Savage Sword, the Dark Horse stuff. I didn't even know Stan Lee Presents had a series.
I didn't know that either.
Like, Justin knew his stuff. So if you want to hear somebody who really knows Conan inside and out, go to patreon.com/NOTLP. Available to patrons now. All those posts are available to the public 7 days later, except for Origins. It's exclusive to patrons.
Savage Sword was always my favorite before the Dark Horse things.
Yeah. It's pretty good.
Sorry.
There's a reason I'm not on that show, so shut up.
How dare you?
Let's talk about things I care about.
All right. Go ahead. Your life is empty!
I'm an episode behind on Drag Race. That's pretty fun right now. I'm totally Team Asia, in case anybody's wondering.
Yeah, well, I'm Team Europe.
So,
Because I'm white.
That's a real bad drag queen name. I'm sorry.
Europe.
The final countdown.
So, coming up straight to video, Russian Roulette, Across the River.
Through the woods.
Turned out to be an Italian movie,
Oh.
which is appropriate because we had dinner at the Olive Garden last night.
That's where we're a family.
Yeah, we were family when we were there.
Was it full of really long shots of Clint Eastwood?
Yeah. He's just like, eh. And then in the main attraction this week, the invitation. I started to say the visit. The invitation.
Yep. You would get invited for a visit.
Yeah.
You receive an invitation
Yeah.
to go on the visit.
You guys want to watch a video of someone dying?
I mean, it depends on what. Who.
Yeah. So anyway,
Yeah.
that's all I have to say at the top. What about you guys?
Oh,
So,
the
what's
movie.
anything
That's
new
why
in
you
your
said
life?
that.
I don't know. You know, it's hot out.
Oh my God, it's so hot out.
I swept the porch yesterday.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It looks beautiful.
I swept up all the cigarette
Yeah.
butts.
Did you?
I
paint
put
the
tire.
fence?
I painted the fence. I sided the side.
Did you wax on?
I waxed
You
off
you
mostly.
waxed off, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, quite a bit.
Did you just sweep the butts off the porch, or did you sweep them up?
I swept them up. I put the tire that I have sitting up there in the garage.
Yeah?
You had a tire just sitting on your porch?
Mhm.
Was it for entertainment?
Mm-mm.
You guys didn't like roll it down the
Are
street?
you
with
making a
stick?
swing?
Uh-huh.
You should make a swing.
I halfway done.
Do you
Yeah.
have a tree? I forget.
I do have a tree, and I'm making the rope. This is like a full-on crafting project.
Making your own hemp?
I'm growing the hemp
Yeah.
to make the rope. I
So
don't
in
know why.
several years.
I swallowed a fly.
And then all that work, and then you tie it to a sapling.
Yeah, and it just bends.
And
You
you're
don't even
sitting
swing.
in a tire in the yard.
Yeah.
You can't get up.
I remember my preschool when I was a young preschool age child.
When I was
A tadpole?
preschool child.
It was called The Little People's Place. Mom, remind me. But
That's not for kids.
That was just for little people.
Yeah.
That's just offensive. They don't need a daycare. They can take care of themselves.
That's who is working the child daycare.
yeah, but they had a big tire in the playground, and you could like sit in it. It was Florida. That sounds trashy.
It was
Don't say it
full
out
of
loud.
hallucinogens.
It was just
You had
somebody.
that? We had a bunch of tires, well, both embedded in the ground, so
Yeah.
you could sit around them, or standing up.
This
I
one
don't
was
know what you're
standing up.
supposed to do with them.
Yeah.
You just kind of sit in it.
But the
I
one-
guess.
We also
or run
had-
through it.
We had cement tubes, like those huge, sewer tubes.
Yeah.
Just embedded.
Was it an
Big
actual
sewer
sewer
tubes.
that you were playing in?
Probably.
The one at Amy's Tiny People place that was just some garbage that like a serial killer had thrown out of his
It's Florida, guys.
white van.
Did you guys have the bag of broken glass?
It's Father's Day. Happy Father's Day, Kelly.
Hey, thanks.
Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day to fathers listening. Happy Father's Day to fathers not here or around.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Single moms.
Yeah.
Happy Father's Day, Mom. I don't know.
Yeah.
Thought I should say that.
Yeah, I'm glad you did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what does it mean to you this Father's Day? Give us a speech. Lay down some wisdom. Yell at us to get off your lawn.
Being a father
Yeah.
is more. I don't have anything.
Oh,
Okay.
cool.
Good.
Yeah,
Good.
it is good.
Glad to hear it. We all saw Incredibles 2.
And it was.
It was good.
It was
It was so
incredible times,
good.
too.
Incredibles too.
Did you think that little short before it was adorable? And how did your theater feel when she swallowed it?
Oh, there were a lot of
Right?
Oh, damn. I didn't expect her to swallow it.
There's a
Yeah, girl.
the short before the Incredibles.
Usually it
is
would have just
called-
exploded on her face, but
Yeah.
It was very surprising for a Pixar short.
Yeah.
yeah.
It was really good. I thought. I
It was
teared
so
up.
cute.
as soon as she did that, though, I knew exactly where it was going.
Oh yeah.
Out her butt.
Mhm.
That's what I was thinking. I'm like, she swallowed.
Yeah.
Or it could have been like a chest burster and just came out through her stomach and killed her.
true.
I was like, oh, she's dreaming, and she probably actually has a kid.
Okay, well you win.
You're smart.
Spoiler
Oh,
alert.
spoiler alert!
I just thought it
Jesus
was
Christ.
a horror film.
Yeah,
Yeah. It would have been pretty awesome if it
J-horror.
just ended right
Yeah.
after.
I was waiting for the credits to start. And
Well,
I'm
that's what
like, damn.
Colin yelled out. Is that it? Is that how it ends?
She yelled out. He's one of those people. Ugh. That you raised your son better than that.
nope. I taught him to do that. I was like, no, when we go to a crowded theater, I want you to say, "Don't go in there."
That was the first animated short made by the Westboro Baptist Church.
Yeah.
They're like, you'll eat your children because God hates you.
Mhm.
Oh, speaking of which, the Westboro Baptist Church. A
Huh?
couple of weeks ago, Freddie introduced me to their "We Are the World" video they did.
Have you guys seen that?
No.
Oh, it's awful. They covered "We Are the World" but changed all the words about into God's fury and stuff,
Oh.
and saying how you're gonna eat your children.
Isn't it God hates the world?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and all its children.
It's oddly charming
Well, it's funny because then
because they're so into it.
and then there's the super like Pentecostal looking lady, like with the you know the look, the long denim skirt and such, and then she has like the solo where she gets up there like Cyndi Lauper.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant like she was gonna rip a sweet like guitar.
You know, she goes on like runs and stuff like ooh yeah.
Yeah.
They crack me up
Yep.
Yeah.
because they're so over the top.
That's all you can do.
I know they're not fake, but like sometimes I just see
Seems
some
made
shit
up.
like this, and I'm like, come on, this
Yeah.
is Funny or Die.
Yeah.
But we're gonna find that out.
See,
It's gonna be a long con.
the troll part of me kind of appreciates them
Yeah.
for trolling with the homies.
Yeah, and the kid in you likes
Yeah.
the frosting.
Yeah.
Like, who does God like according to them? Anyone?
No. Nobody.
Well, then why bother being good?
He's like Archie Bunker. Their
Well,
God.
that's why he doesn't like us,
Oh.
according to them. Because we don't live by God's laws. And if we did, then he would like us.
I don't know. I need more information.
I feel like they're like Kelly was saying, they're like incels. There's like a very
Right.
small group, but they get
They're-
a lot of attention.
Exactly.
They're very loud.
They are.
Yeah, but go buy their album and support them. God Hates the World. So it's on YouTube, right? That's what
yeah,
you
yeah,
said?
you can YouTube it.
Yeah.
Proceeds go to dismantling charities.
Oh, that anybody can get, but God forbid you want a Beyonce album. You got to download Tidal.
Mm-mm.
Really? You can get.
You can't get the new one,
Oh.
the Jay-Z Beyonce collaboration.
Collabo.
But
Mhm.
nobody would get Tidal if they didn't do that.
Exactly.
It's a vicious cycle.
Yeah.
Imagine back when we were younger, when
Yeah.
there were record stores, if you could only buy certain records at certain stores.
Well, they actually did do that.
Did they do
sometimes.
that?
They had certain exclusive, but it was mostly like import stuff.
Oh, okay.
You remember
Well, that makes
that there'd be
sense.
like, I gotta go to Coconuts and get the Stone Temple Pilots.
I
import.
had the Tool Sober import.
Yeah.
The number they might be Giants imports.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
Remember when
young
those were
people.
like friggin' gold?
There used to
Yeah.
be record stores.
I don't have them anymore.
Coconuts used to be at where Kroger is
Yes,
right
it
now.
did.
Yeah, it's where you'd go to buy your Ticketmaster
Yeah.
tickets.
I didn't.
Yes.
Well, I went to Thriftway in Mount Healthy to get my
Yeah.
Ticketmaster tickets, and I preferred Camelot to Coconuts.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We had
Oh,
Camelot.
yeah. We used to go to the basement of Van Loonen's
Oh.
to get our tickets. Remember
Ah.
on North Bend?
Mm-hmm. Local talk.
Yeah. I bet you guys love this.
You can get shot there now.
Yeah.
I used to steal like a motherfucker from Camelot.
Yeah? Did you
Casing-
steal Excalibur?
Casingles, yeah, I did.
Yeah. The Holy Grail.
Mm-hmm. The Round Table.
Yeah. Guinevere's Virtue.
Oh, it was already taken.
Yeah.
I got there and I was like, "What?"
Like, someone was here and he looked just like you. Excalibur talk, y'all.
Yeah.
And where the Kroger is now, that used to be a Marshall's.
Yep. It was a Marshall's. My mom used to get her shoes there.
Y'all remember? Did y'all know that the Northgate Mall used to be an airfield?
Welcome back to another exciting episode of Where Things Used to Be. We play this all the time.
This used to be a burger chef. That was a Zantigo's taco restaurant.
I know a lot of people have done this for years, but I just recently joined my local neighborhood Facebook group.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I know you
Corey
guys
Talks?
are in it.
Yeah.
Corey Talks.
It's
yeah.
bananas, isn't it?
It's lit AF.
Yeah.
There's the one old guy that posts in all caps and his picture is his floating head in front of the Confederate flag.
It took me too long to get into local Facebook groups because it's a gold mine of stupidity.
Fuckery. Just
Yeah.
general
What is
fuckery.
wrong with these people?
Kelly posts in there like trolling people, right? Don't
Yeah.
you?
You'll get in little fights and I'll see.
I haven't gotten in a fight.
Not
yet.
fight, but you know what I mean. Like
But you egg people on. I think.
you'll
Yeah.
push back.
I only know about this group because on Facebook it like gives status updates on your friends like
Yeah.
activity, and every now
Yeah.
and then Kelly's like little comments appear on something like that, like "Good job, bro" or something like that.
Well, that I learned about it from Freddie. I saw the same. Like
Oh,
Freddie
yeah.
likes a post. or
You were
something.
in
Freddie
there
walked in.
before.
Oh,
and
I did? I wonder what I like.
Freddie
I don't
walked in
know.
and asked Elise where she learned how to do that stuff, and she said she learned it from watching you.
Yeah.
But these people are dumb.
Oh, they're crazy.
And I just
I highly-
sometimes they do things and I'm like, that's called Google.
I-
Why are you? Hey, does anybody know of a good vet around here? Oh, I didn't know you would just ask people that.
There's also next to. Oh, that's all they do.
Amy hates being social.
I
She's like, I would never ask people that live in the area about stuff in the area.
Can anybody tell me where I can get blah blah blah? I don't know. Google it.
I'll go to Yelp and look at what the guy in New York thinks of our local pizzeria.
Coleraine talks, and I highly
got it.
recommend to everyone the Bob Evans watery gravy thread.
Oh my
that
gosh!
shit is so funny.
Hold the phone.
They got the best gravy.
to Bob Evans.
Someone's complaining about watery gravy.
Yeah, and then
yeah.
everybody jumped in and fucked with her,
They
and
were
it
like,
was hilarious.
If it was so watery, how come you ate the top half of it?
They pretended to be the managers of the store of
And
the
the
Bob
waiter.
Evans and the
And
waiter.
did she realize she was being trolled at one
I
point?
don't know who was trolling whom. It
Yeah.
was a mess.
The thing is, like, I would never assume because her whole thing was like, "Don't go here ever again." And
Because of the gravy?
I
Yeah.
would never assume that if I got a thing at a restaurant and it was not like what I expected, that's all the time.
Right.
She's
I
like,
would
there are
never go there
there are
again.
AIDS needles in the ball pit.
I just don't get people.
Hey guys, don't buy Pepsi this week because I overheard a couple of terrorists in the parking lot saying that they're going to put laxative in all the Pepsi.
Well, you can't buy Coke either, and you know
Yeah.
why, right?
Why? What happened now?
Andy went pee-pee.
Ah, he
Andy-
At all the Cokes.
Oh no! Again?
Why you're always playing joke? God damn it.
High five.
Hey, I got some exciting news for listeners.
Yeah.
Someday, I'm going to do a book corner about Stephen King's new book, The Outsider.
I saw that you are you
I have
done
it
with
on
it now?
I'm halfway through,
All right.
It's real good.
So as soon as you're finished, get your butt over here and we'll do it.
I will.
Yeah.
I will.
I have it on hold at the library.
Me too. Ebook or
ebook.
Me too.
Oh my god.
Y'all fancy. I was gonna say you could borrow it when I'm done,
I could.
but you want your E.
Yeah.
No, I don't. I don't have to have E. I'm like whatevs.
Is it
man.
waterlogged from reading it in the tub?
No, I don't have a tub.
Oh, you don't have a tub?
No.
I thought you guys did.
I have a share. I have
just
2
have a share?
shares.
We have one of those tub-sized showers. I think an
Oh.
old person lived there because there's
They
like
could wheel 'em in,
800
yeah.
little bars in the shower.
Oh, that's kind of handy.
It is.
Yeah, it's nice.
It is for
That's-
me.
it's good
for
Yeah,
Kelly,
'cause I have no
actually.
balance.
So you don't read it in the shower?
I tried to, but the water kept getting in my eyes.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Can I tell
Oh
you?
man, I love reading in the tub.
I used
I
to
don't
when I
know
was
what
a
I
kid.
did.
I don't like
Yeah.
baths though.
Does anybody else do the? Okay, this. I'm sorry. Maybe this is dumb. Maybe I
no,
should.
no,
boring.
it's not.
Like the Goodreads like reading challenge,
Mhm.
and you set it up at the beginning of the year, and you say I'm going to read this many books, right?
Mhm.
And every year I try to like up it by one. It's just a thing I do. But this year has been so fucked. It tells me I'm 5 books behind right now, and I'm stressed.
You don't need that shit in your
Out.
life, Amy.
It's kind of passive aggressive on Goodreads' part.
Yeah, and
I'm
it's like
stressed
the,
out.
the thing that's supposed to give you relief from how fucked up our lives have been is causing you stress now.
I
And
read
then
like one book a year, if that. So it's not
makes me
usually an issue
sad.
for me. Yeah.
I think I have like 64 or 65. I can't remember. I'm freaking out. It's going to force me to find like 5-hour audiobooks and 10-page chapter books from the library.
Can you revise it? Can you just
Probably.
revise it?
Can
Or
you
I
just
could
read
just
a
not
bunch of
worry about
children's
it. Yeah,
books?
it's not a
Yeah.
law.
Can you just
Yeah.
like catch up with like reading Dr. Seuss or like
Benicula sucks again.
yeah,
Oh, I would love to go back and revisit Benicula.
they're
So,
great. I have
They
them.
are fun.
I just need to sit. I need to read more.
Speaking of
Now
books,
that I have more time, I'll just sit and read.
have you guys
Check
been
it
to
out.
the Great American Read, the thing PBS is doing?
No.
It's you go and you vote for your favorite books, and it's like
Oh.
Stephen King's The Stand is one of them. Like they're
Should
supposed
be.
to be the best books, most important American books of all time.
But it's not just dumb shit on the list.
No, it's actually got good stuff. It's not pretentious the way most
Yeah,
of those lists
right.
are, where it's all John Updike and Ulysses.
No, in fact, the Twilight series
So-
is on it.
So this is like fan vote. So 50 Shades could be on there.
50
I think it
Shades is
I
on
think
there.
The
Is
series
it?
is on
Yeah.
there. It's not that. It's just like 100 books.
Yeah.
That the country has kind of said these are like things we like,
Oh.
Yeah.
and so Stephen King, but then Twilight and 50 Shades.
Yeah, there's going to be
which I'm not judging.
one book is going to win as the ultimate like American
And
book. They don't even have to be American
Jack Reacher,
authors, like because Harry
I think
Potter's
so.
in there.
Yeah.
And do they?
Yeah,
they-
Jack Reacher. I
think so.
Yeah,
Jack Ryan.
yeah, and the
All the
books.
Jacks.
Who's the guy? Alex Cross. You have a very pretty wife.
Oh, James Patterson.
Yeah.
So what happens to the losers? They get burned.
All of them.
Yeah.
I
And then
think
we just keep 100. That's
Good
it.
old-fashioned book burning.
I think James Patterson is like VC Andrews. I don't think he's actually alive anymore.
Oh,
I
he
think other
is.
people. I don't believe it.
No, because I just saw him in an interview with
You
Bill
think
Clinton.
you did?
Oh. And he does a show on Oxygen or ID Discovery, like a true crime show.
Well, whoever is dressed up
But
like
he
him
is
does.
for sure not writing his books anymore.
Yeah.
Because it's always James Patterson and
He's
blah,
Now-
blah.
You're seeing a hologram.
Oh,
All of those interviews were recorded 10 years ago.
even the one with Bill Clinton about the book they just wrote.
Bill Clinton.
He's a hologram.
Well, he's alive, but this interview was done 10 years
Oh,
ago.
I
Why
see.
do you think he looks slightly younger?
And transparent. So,
Hi.
horror and mystery were lumped together in the Great American Read,
Horristory.
which I think horror deserves its own category, people, because in the same category as Frankenstein is I, Alex Cross by James Patterson.
Ugh.
But
Incorrect.
as far as the actual horror titles in here, there's Flowers in the Attic, Frankenstein, the Left Behind series, which I don't know if I consider that a horror series or not.
Horrible.
Yeah.
Um,
I tried. Gave it like 10
The
pages.
Stand, Swan Song by Robert R. McCammon, which is
Which is great.
fantastic.
That's kind of amazing that popped back up. He's
Yeah.
a weird dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he flipped out and wanted to unpublish everything that he published because he said that he'd been learning how to write when he was publishing those novels and they're like unreadable.
I
So
need
he
an
wanted
unpublisher.
He wanted to take them out of print.
What?
Oh, he's like George Lucas.
Yeah.
It was
What
crazy.
he did with the Star Wars stuff.
and then he stopped writing.
Also, Rebecca.
Dracula's not on there?
No.
Fucking
Frankenstein.
Dracula's not on there.
Watchers by Dinar Koontz is.
Oh,
So-
so I did like that as a kid.
What's
Yeah,
what's in
I
the
did too.
sci-fi section?
In sci-fi, yeah, that's a good
Because
question.
Frankenstein should be in the sci-fi.
Sci-fi and fantasy are together.
So
1984, Atlas Shrugged, The Chronicles of Narnia, the whole series. When they name a series, it covers the whole series. Clan of the Cave Bear, Dune, Foundation series by Isaac Asimov. Frankenstein is again in that
Okay.
category.
I'm
fucking
satisfied.
Frankenstein.
The Game of Thrones series,
Lord of the
Yes.
Rings.
The Giver, Gulliver's Travels, The Handmaid's Tale, Harry Potter series, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, The Hunger Games series, The Intuitionists. I never even heard of that
Me
one.
neither.
I don't know.
Jurassic Park, the Lord of the Rings
All right.
series, The Martian, Mind Invaders, Outlander series, Ready Player One, The Sirens of Titan, The Stand by Stephen King, Swan Song by Robert McCammon. So there is some crossover to categories, Twilight series, and the
Pick one.
The Wheel of Time series.
Those are kind of.
Now it is interesting that Swan
They
Say
Song
that,
and The
and
Stand.
I read like 10 of them or whatever.
I read a half of one.
The Wheel of Time
Yeah.
is real dumb.
It was. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, not for me.
No.
So wasn't Swan Song basically?
It was like The Stand.
It was very much like The Stand. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
I read that years ago.
I'm surprised that I love The Stand, but I'm surprised it wasn't
Yeah,
on the
to
list.
me,
I'm surprised there's a whole bunch of things that aren't on there.
Yeah. And some of the stuff that's on there is kind of surprising, but yeah, go to the Great American Read, check it out. Vote for stuff that's really legitimately good so that we look better as a nation.
Okay.
Make sure you vote for These Lonely Places by
Arcade
Oh,
Comic
Arcade
Break.
Comic. That's a
Mhm.
quality book.
It's one of them.
It is a quality book. You can buy it on Amazon, right?
It's top collection. Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazon and CreateSpace and all that, they're all fucking weird now. I used to, because I published the hard copy through CreateSpace. This is so fun for everyone to listen to, but I'm going to say it anyway because I'm annoyed. I used to be able to order author copies of my book for like very cheap, not the like list price, but you know, to pass out to people. And I had to do that on CreateSpace. Well, they fucking sold CreateSpace. I can't get into it anymore. So if I want to buy copies of my own book, I have to pay what you guys pay.
Like some kind of loser.
Yeah. I mean, I
Yeah.
wrote it.
I
That's
know.
stupid.
You're just looking around like, right?
That'd be
Writing
like
books
I have to
dumb.
pay like $50 for one of my own drawings.
Stupid.
Yeah. I have to buy all my sperm back from the sperm bank.
Yeah.
That's fucked
Yeah.
up.
What's
yeah,
the-
it is fucked up.
You know, like what's the ROI on that?
Yeah, it's not good.
Oh.
I'm going to be homeless soon.
Sorry about that, Amy. Did you hear? Is that news to you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't really. That's a joke, right?
Yeah, no, they can keep it.
Okay. All right. Well, have we bantered enough?
I think we've beaten the
We
banner
Bruce
to death.
bantered all day long.
Cool. Well, then we'll move on. We'll be right back.
Hello, boys and girls. It's time for straight to video Russian roulette.
Oh my gosh, welcome back.
Boy, oh boy. I watched this movie this morning.
Yeah.
Got up early. It's called Across the River. It's Italian.
Yeah.
It's about this ethologist
Oh.
who is like capturing animals, mounting cameras to them and radio remotes and all this stuff. And while he's doing this, he stumbles across this like ancient village that's abandoned. And then this storm rolls in, so he's kind of stuck there, and spooky shit goes down.
Ooh, I
What?
like that. I like that premise.
It's actually pretty good, except I was so exhausted that I dozed off a little in the middle.
Oh, that sucks.
But then I woke up for a really terrifying part, and I was like, ah! So that is my review of Across the River.
Okay, how long was your nap? How much did you actually watch?
So wait, he
Most of it. I only
Okay.
dozed off for like 10 minutes.
He tapes cameras to animals and sends them off into the
He's
world.
an ethologist.
his job, the reason
He
he's
doesn't
out there.
Tape the camera.
he uses duct
He does.
tape.
He uses scotch tape. He just wraps it around and around and around.
Sometimes a staple gun.
And then what do they do?
Sometimes they're hairy. You
Yeah,
couldn't
then
tape that.
they go animaling about.
All right.
They go about their business.
Is there
Yeah.
a monster or something?
Oh, the town's cursed that he's in.
Oh, okay.
There's like an ancient curse.
Gotcha.
But he's all by himself, and then there's a team of people trying to find him because he's disappeared.
Sorry, I missed part of it because I got a weird text.
Was it how weird?
Well, it was just it was saying it was a walkthrough for the house that I just closed on.
Oh,
so
yeah.
they think they have the wrong address.
Oh.
All right.
So I missed the part after he tapes the cameras to the animals.
Yeah. So the lead
Does it
actor,
tape them.
it's just Scotch tape wrapped
Yeah.
around and around.
Well, that's
around,
what I
around.
was envisioning.
A couple of staples.
He puts little like hats on them with their GoPros attached. Right? I didn't
So
watch
there's
it.
all
I'm
these-
making this up.
There's
I
all
know
these,
it's not tape.
There's all these boars, and he finds like dead animals in the woods, and is like, "Oh, this looks like it was killed by something." And there's
Maybe
something
Scotch tape and a
on
camera.
the tip of your nose, Kelly, and it flew away. It was like a little gnat.
I don't like that.
You don't like gnats?
Uh-uh.
The lead actor in this reminded me a little bit of like a young Willem Dafoe. Not Willem Dafoe.
The lead actress?
Harvey Keitel. Yes.
Yeah.
What an unfortunate actress.
Yeah. Oh, you look just like a young Willem Dafoe. Has anybody ever told you that? And lived? So, pretty well directed. It's scary when it needs to be scary. It's scary.
So it's basically him. He's the only person in the movie, basically.
There was a team of people to look for.
There are
him.
people looking for him, like rescue workers.
Am I the only one listening to this?
The
or-
people that
Yeah.
carry the extra tape
it just me?
cases.
But it's mostly him. Yeah, they bring more Scotch
The
tape.
Scotch tape people.
Yeah. He's like, no, I need more. Wrap around it, round, hold to the camera. That's my Italian.
But you dozed off during it.
I dozed off, so I'm not sure. I think I dozed off for like 10 minutes in the middle.
You're usually real good about that. That's
Well, the reason why was we ran out of coffee.
Oh,
And this was at 7 in the morning.
I got you.
I was up at 7 watching a very relaxing movie set in the woods with like
Italian.
string music.
his-
A
in
very
his
relaxing
recliner.
horror movie.
Yeah, well, it's relaxing until the scary part happens, and then that jolts you awake. and you're
Jason
like,
Voorhees
"Oh,
shows
shit."
up and just swings his
Yeah.
machete around, and he walks away.
I would recommend if you like. Did you like Wreck?
Yeah, I love Wreck.
It kind of has it's not thematically alike at all, but the way the pacing is similar.
Yeah, I like Wreck.
So it's
Yeah.
a found footage movie?
No,
No.
it's a regular footage movie.
It's a footage movie.
traditional narrative
It's
style
just
film.
footage.
It's just footage.
So with the Scotch, with all the Scotch tape, is there a scene where
Fabricated
it
footage.
folds over and he has to like pick it
Oh
off?
yeah, there's a long moment and it's tense, man. You don't know if he's gonna
picking at
get
it
the
with his
camera on
fingernail.
before the
He
animal
has to
scurries
find the
away.
little
Can I
groove.
tell you,
Yeah.
I am the worst at starting tape, and people will hand me tape, and like if we're moving,
Just
or something,
randomly?
like if there's something, yeah, they're like undo this because they know.
You look like a guy who knows his way around a roll of tape.
Well, they talk about it in Corrine Talks, and they're like, if you really want to have fun,
Yeah, this guy's horrible at taping things.
Do not buy tape from 3M ever again.
but when we
So
were
watery.
when we were moving and like packing stuff up, like she just had one tape thing. She is, at least I'm pointing at her. You can't see it. And like I would have one, and she'd be done with 3 boxes, and I would still be picking at mine. What's the secret?
Baby, you can't feel your fingertips.
That would be ideal.
Well, I'd like to say that's what it is, but I've always been this way. What's the secret?
You also can't see
you're
well, so
unlucky.
you can't see that line.
I
where the
can't ever
tape-
see the
Yeah.
line. I have to feel for it.
So, that's just some people are good at other things than
There's not
Yeah.
a
and then
secret.
other people
Yeah,
are good
God
at
gives
other
everybody
things.
something to be good at.
The secret
Yours
is when,
just isn't tape.
when you're done with it, like you've torn off what you need,
Yes.
fold it over,
Yeah, that is a good
stick it to
trick.
itself so you can easily
There's a
tear it
tab.
off.
I've heard that.
Yeah,
But you've never done it.
Not.
you can
Do
buy
you
those
always
little, like,
you always put it down and then
guns,
remember that you could
little
do that?
handle gun things.
Oh God, I know what Jigsaw's gonna do to Kelly now. It's like you must unspool the tape in 5 minutes.
Oh, Kelly, you better hurry or my head's going to be crushed between these 2 giant blocks of ice.
I would just be saying I'm sorry so much.
Crying, and then you're slicker. and
I
harder
would
to
do these weird, like I would try and dig into the side, just like I'm gonna separate it like by the layers. Never
Oh
works.
God, I know what I'm gonna do now. I'm gonna buy a bunch of tape, just toss them randomly at Kelly.
Oh, he's like throwing seeds at a vampire.
I think
See
I'm
what
pretty.
happens.
I'm pretty good at starting tape, but you know what? I can't draw. So you know
Oh.
what, Kelly?
I guess we even out.
God doesn't give with both hands.
Yeah, because God hates you.
Unless you're Justin Timberlake.
Yeah.
What?
Why Justin Timberlake?
Well, he's
'Cause
everything.
He's got everything going for him.
He probably can draw.
Everything.
I bet he can draw too. He probably can do it all. Draw and all.
Ice skating.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
He does construction really, really, really nicely too.
So,
Really nice.
if you want to watch Across the River, and I recommend it, it's on Amazon Prime. You can see it for free.
Oh,
If you have, yeah.
is it
Yeah,
in
Prime.
Italian?
Is it what?
Is it in Italian? Is it like
It's in
subtitled?
Italian with subtitles.
Oh no.
Oh no!
If was that a problem because you watched at 7:00 in the morning? It's early and you had to read. And
Well, at first I was putting my pills together because I'm
Oh
old,
my god.
and I was like, "Oh, I really have to watch the screen the whole time just to be careful."
I've had this exact experience.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, it's subtitles,
And
but
then
I have to put all my pills that keep me alive together.
Yeah. And then I'd look up and I'd be like, I've missed everything.
Yeah. Well, so what I did was I paused it and I finished my pills and then I fell asleep.
As you should.
But I recommend it, especially for the nice 10-minute nap in the middle, which some good shit probably happened in there. I'm sure the rest of the movie was pretty good.
That's when Jason Voorhees showed up.
Oh, he's cool. He's so tall.
All right. You know, somebody at work just the other day told me there's a new Friday the 13th movie coming out.
Yeah.
And I was like, what?
did they mean Halloween?
Yes.
There's also a new Friday the 13th coming out, supposedly.
But when?
Well, I would
Yeah,
just
supposedly.
I would
A
assume
rando
there's
wouldn't know
always
that.
a new Friday the 13th movie coming
True.
out.
Yeah.
And what was your reaction, Amy?
I was like, oh, no, Halloween. Michael Myers. And they went, oh, I guess you're right.
They're
No,
like-
I'm fucking right.
They were
Yeah,
like-
I love that.
Did they
I
look
guess
at you
you're
like,
right.
what's the fucking difference? And then were you like, I'll show you. This is a machete, and you stab them, and this is just a big knife, or you strangle them with a phone cord or
There's a
something.
new Scary Day movie coming out. It's either Halloween or Friday the 13th or whatever day you find most frightening.
Sometimes when
St. Patty's Day.
just like regular normal people,
4th of July if you're a small dog.
regular normal people will try to tell me things about Disney World or
Oh,
horror
okay.
movies, and I'm like, welcome to 5 months ago when I heard about that. Bitch. Oh yeah, is Disney building a Star Wars land? Oh, nobody, huh?
Yeah, they are building one 2 years ago.
Anyway.
Oh, never mind. As of March 23rd, the new Friday the 13th was canceled.
New Arachnophobia being developed, by the way. James Wan is remaking, rebooting.
Are they getting the original spiders back?
The ones that, there's still a couple of disputes.
Well, the saddest thing is to see these spiders, who we all knew who they were,
yeah,
at conventions signing autographs for money.
yeah, it is sad.
Yeah.
That is the cutest thing I've ever seen, I've ever heard.
I'm glad they're getting work.
Yeah. At least there's that.
Thank God for Quentin Tarantino and Rob Zombie.
And it's really sad when they're like, I hear they're making a Charlotte's Web remake, and they're all talking about it, and they all think they got the role. And then
Sometimes they cast ants
Never
in it
comes.
and
Right.
taking
Yeah.
spider jobs.
Exactly.
But the upswing is that they're at Horror Hound, and then they end up 6 months later in a movie with Jamie Kennedy.
that's true. That movie, Jamie Kennedy is covered in spiders. I got a role for everybody. That's great news.
Kelly, would you go to a spider signing?
I'd walk across. I'd give it a wide berth, but I'd
Yeah.
walk across the hall or the aisle from it.
I'd
Yeah.
actually pay for that.
Yeah, that would be good.
To watch Kelly go to a spider signing?
No. That too.
Honey, I bought you a photo pass op for the spiders from Arachnophobia because I know it's your favorite movie.
gonna put them on your face.
Hey, go over there and ask that tarantula what William Shatner's like.
All right, I need to shoot somebody.
Oh, why not interview these little spiders for horror hound?
Spider Hound weekend. It's just-
Put the little headphones on them. So
Yeah.
cute.
You guys going to the spider panel?
Andy, I have a gun. Here you go. It's got a movie bullet in it. Are you ready? You live. Mikey B, not even here.
Mm.
That little bitch is at Origins. See if he dies. He lives. Kelly. Oh, shit.
I have the luck of the Irish.
I'm movie dead.
Yeah.
Has it ever really gone around?
Huh?
Like the roulette round?
You mean like has it ever worked
Yeah, has it ever looped around again?
clockwise?
No.
So if it hasn't been shot, the fourth person is always going to be the person. If it
guess
hasn't
so,
been
yeah.
the third.
Oh yeah, you never get blanks
Okay.
all the way through.
Because there's
There's
one
only
bullet.
5 chambers in this
The way
gun.
Yeah.
Kraby
4 or 5.
Yeah, it's got 5.
There's a number.
So,
You're right. It's
oh my
4.
God. So for
Because
the
it
next,
excludes one.
the next show,
What?
I will be reviewing the movie. It's on Shudder. It's a Shudder exclusive.
Jamie Kennedy is covered in spiders.
It's called Sequence Break, not Sequence Dress.
That's
I know
when
you thought it might be.
Sequence break, is that like you're playing sequence and you're like, anybody want a cigarette?
I own Sequence, but I've never played it.
We own sequence too, but we haven't
Yeah.
opened it. But I have played it,
Yes.
and
A
it's quite
coworker
fun.
gave it to me, and she's like,
much
"This is the
fun.
best board game."
Then we should play sequence.
I want to play Sequence.
I mean, it's not the best board game,
No,
but it's a
not
good
the
board
best.
game.
yeah,
It's very good.
It's better than life.
On Sequence Break,
life's tough.
Anything's better than life.
a reclusive video arcade repair technician has his reality fractured when a mysterious new arcade machine appears in his shop and a beautiful young woman
Wreck-It
enters
Ralph.
his life,
I'm
causing
gonna fix
strange metaphysical forces, bizarre biomechanical,
I think they're using all those words
mechanical
incorrectly.
mutations, and a shocking self-realization. I don't know.
I love when they try to like use words, and you know, like
You like that?
That they
They're
don't
just-
know the meaning of the
they
word.
don't know. They just think it sounds
Inconceivable.
Biomechanical
Yeah.
mutations.
I don't know.
Well, your problem
I
is your
just-
biomechanics are all off.
Sprouted an insulin pump.
Oh wow!
Somebody, one of the reviews mentioned something about Cronenberg, which we all know I'm not a big fan of.
Metaphysical beans.
So,
But you like arcades.
I do. I do.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, that'll be on the next show.
Oh.
So that's great.
Well, we'll certainly look forward to that.
I hope you do.
We certainly will.
Breaking sequins.
We'll be right back.
This week's main attraction is from 2015, The Invitation, directed by Karen Kusama, written by Phil Hay and Matt Manfredi.
RSVP
Manfredi.
attending.
Yes,
I received the
attended.
invitation, and
I
thanks
like-
everybody.
You know what's funny?
One of these guys wrote Ride Along
No.
with Kevin Hart and Ice Cube.
Oh.
They're very similar films.
They really are.
It's funny is I've been watching that Scientology The Aftermath show. It's on Hulu. And so when they started
Is that the Lee Remini one?
yeah. And when they started kind of talking about what the invitation was and all that stuff, I was like, this sounds a little bit like Scientology.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
But then it
less
got
bad
rolled different.
than Seinfeld.
Well, the other shoe hasn't dropped with Scientology
Right.
yet.
Yeah.
So we're probably going to spoil this.
Of course.
I'm assuming most of our listeners have already seen it because I feel like we were late to the party on this one.
It's always a
Andy.
spoiler fest.
stealing
on
my
Main
thunder.
attraction.
If yes, if you haven't seen it, you want to see it, stop listening.
I remember when it came out, it had huge buzz. So, it's a good movie. We all liked it.
My children
Quite a
were the
bit.
first to watch it, and they continuously tried to get me to watch it over and over and over. And while I was interested, I didn't want to watch like a heavy movie any of those
Exactly.
times.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I just want the Avengers again. And then finally one day, I just ran out of excuses.
No, I told you to do it.
Oh yeah.
She's like, I cannot fucking
No, I-
listen to this anymore.
I was like, it's an easy watch. Just they really want you to watch. Just do it. And so we had dinner and we watched it.
Oh, they're
I had already seen it.
they were very pushy, like the people in this movie with the
Yeah,
cults.
Yes.
they were.
Yes.
But then I loved it, and it was a great movie.
It was a great movie. Good cast.
It's that
Well
one
acted.
guy from Game of Thrones
Yeah.
who sort of looks like Brandon Boone.
Oh yeah, he
Our
does.
friend.
A little
Who's
bit.
he on
Oh, was he
Game of
the-
Thrones?
Dario.
Oh, yeah.
He was the second Dario. I think there was a
Logan
different.
Marshall Green.
Is
No, this
no,
is Michael.
no, Michael Hudson.
The funny-
Hoosman.
Hoosman.
The funny thing is, in the books, Dario is black, right?
I think so because he's
Yeah.
from like a. Yeah, I think that's how he was.
Because I remember when he
described.
shows up in the show, I was like,
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
So before we get into the snoopsy, I will say, like, at first I was really annoyed by some of the characters, and I was like,
Yeah.
these fucking people, and I thought I wasn't gonna like it, and then when it got where it's going, you gotta hang,
Yeah.
because then it all makes sense and pays off, and you're like, oh, I get why everybody was acting that way.
So what you got? Will and Kira are invited to Will's ex-wife's mansion.
Yeah,
It's a nice house in the middle, out up in the hills of L.A., right?
yeah. It's a huge wooden, stony affair.
Very Tate
Yeah.
Yeah,
mansion kind of thing, which is really appropriate considering the subject matter and how
Yeah.
it plays out. But I don't know if he's had already met David, but David is his ex-wife Eden's new boyfriend
Right.
or husband. I'm not sure.
and they have a similar look.
They do,
They
and
do.
I think they play that up because I think
so too.
they dress them in similar clothing. It's like she was replacing him.
Yeah,
which was,
because he wouldn't come along with her.
right, it was kind of creepy. She went to Mexico
Mm-hmm.
and she got involved with this cult
Well, because they lost a baby,
because
Right.
or lost a kid.
they lost their son. Yeah,
Yeah,
like Pet Cemetery style. It looks
So
like.
it's been 2 years since all of these people were together, and it's all their like old friend group plus the new David, of course, the new husband brother,
and Kira, the new husband brother.
and
or
Kira, the
boyfriend.
new girlfriend.
yeah, and then their friends from the cult in Mexico, Sadie and Pruitt.
Yeah, Pruitt. John Carroll Lynch, who's awesome.
Pruitt.
Oh
Right.
yeah, Drew Carey's fictional brother from the Drew Carey Show.
That is him. Oh
Yeah.
my god.
And the dad from that second season of Channel Zero.
yeah, Andy was in The Founder.
He was in
Great movie.
Fargo too.
Yeah. So
Wasn't he in Zodiac? Was he?
he was in Zodiac.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He could be so creepy or so dad.
Yeah. He's the perfect blend of sweet and creepy,
Yeah.
just like you, baby.
Aw.
That guy, that Drew Carey's brother guy, never ages.
No, he's always
No.
been.
It's been a
middle-aged
million
his
years
whole life.
since that show.
That Drew
And he
Carey
looks-
brother
And
guy.
he looks exactly the same.
You know.
He might even look younger
He's
now.
like, I've been in Oscar nominated films, but sure. Drew Carey brother guy.
That's how I know him.
So everybody when they show up, they're like, "Where's Choi?" And they're like, Choi, he's late. And then later on, they're like, "Choi's still not here. That's odd. Where's Choi?"
There was a voicemail message. It turns out, and David, is he the main dude?
The
No,
main
that's
dude,
Will.
Will, like he thinks something weird is going on.
Yeah,
Something weird is going
he
on.
starts to suspect something. Well,
This
first,
fucking dinner party is fucking weird.
Well, it is weird. We were
Okay,
saying
that was the most stressful part of the movie for me.
yeah, the
just-
awkwardness.
Just the dinner party. The
Yeah.
idea of a dinner party just stresses me out so much.
Well, we
With people you
continuously
haven't
said
seen in 2 years.
we would have left.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
I never would have gone
Yeah.
in the first
No.
place.
Ah.
Is the thing. There's no way.
Thank God I don't
Yeah.
hang out with people that throw dinner parties because
Oh, Andy, we're having a dinner
oh no,
party.
Yeah.
no, I'm not going.
Wine and cheese shit. You know what I'm saying?
If I come to your house and like you serve dinner, there's candles on the table, I'm leaving.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Even if they're scented candles. This one's Bud, and that one's Wet Dog.
And if you serve me on like things that aren't paper plates, and I'm out too.
Yeah.
Fine china, no.
You're not worth it.
It's just too stressful.
What if you break it?
This is why I don't get haircuts that often.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just the awkward conversation. I don't
I
like
can
it.
cut your hair.
There you
Oh,
go.
Do you feel like they just
she cuts my hair.
they just were lingering too much before dinner? I'm like,
Oh, it
if,
took forever to have dinner.
if I'm coming for a dinner party, I need dinner within a half an hour of me arriving there.
Well, the reason they're lingering is because David and Eden are like, we want to show you Dr. What's His Nuts video.
Mhm.
This is something everybody needs to see. And they bring down a laptop.
Mhm.
I don't know why. They're rich. They probably have a giant big screen they could have shown this.
Yeah,
But it's more intimate on the laptop.
everybody has to gather around.
And you're watching this woman's final moments on her deathbed. And it's, it's actually nice, like a tender thing where all these people who care about her are around her and she passes away. And it's like, at first it plays off kind of nice, but you're like, why show this at the beginning of a dinner party? And the guests actually say that. That was fucking weird.
Yeah, and then the sales pitch comes, but they
Yeah.
also want to play the weirdest game of truth or dare.
Yeah, I want.
I'm gonna get a blowjob.
Was it I want? Was that the
Yeah.
name of it?
Yeah. How pissed off was I? Was so pissed off at the blowjob guy, and I'll
Yeah.
tell you why. I felt like he was like he saw that something was going on. He was like, "I'm gonna take advantage of this, and I'm gonna get one of my friends to suck my dick."
Yeah.
I was like, "You fucking asshole! You should have just been like, I want a glass of water. That's all." And like just shut that down.
So you feel like he was trying to take advantage of the situation and actually get a blowjob?
Yeah.
yeah, I think he did want one.
Oh, I'm
Because
sure.
he was like, I'm serious.
And
Like,
the-
and that
well,
girl
the-
had already made out with that dude. And
Yeah, and the one
She's like, I want
lady,
cocaine.
she wanted cocaine, and he was
Yeah.
like, "No, seriously, here you go. Here's some cocaine." So,
Well, before you keep going, everybody kind of they talk about the invitation being
Yeah.
this cult.
yeah.
They don't call it that, of course, and everybody's kind of heard of it. That's what kind of reminded me of like Scientology.
Well, because it's this popular thing in LA.
Yeah.
Like, all
Yeah.
these, like, you know, hipsters are joining this, like, I don't even know if they don't call it a religion. I don't know if they ever call it anything, but other than the invitation.
It's something where you learn how to deal with death and loss.
Yeah.
And like get rid of all your fears of or surrounding it.
Drew Carey's brother tells that horrifying story about his wife.
oh yeah, you think he's going
Ugh.
to tell this sweet story, and it ends in him accidentally killing his wife.
Yeah.
And then even prior to that, Will spots Sadie,
The other friend from Mexico.
Donald ducking it in the other room.
Or Winnie the Poohing,
Or Winnie the
whichever one
Poohing.
you want to choose.
I thought pooing might confuse people, but
You
she's
say Winnie the.
she's got no bottoms on, and she's looking at him like she's like, speaking of invitations,
Yeah.
here you go. It's not tilapia.
Was anybody else anybody else find Will to be super nosy?
Yes.
Well, yeah, I feel like
He's creeping around the house. He
Part
used
of
to
it
live
is-
there.
this
This
was
is
his
where
house.
they
He used
live.
to live there, but at the
Yeah.
same time, like that's just rude.
well, you also get that like he didn't come from money the way his ex-wife did, because he even says, "I never owned it."
Yeah,
It
he
was
says this was
mine."
never my house.
Yeah. So
That bothered me. It just
as he's
The
going
idea
through
of
the
him-
house, he's having these flashbacks to their life together with their son, but he's also picking up all these clues that something's wrong. Like what is it? What did he have in the drawer? The drug?
the phenobarbital.
yeah.
Yeah. I couldn't remember. The Vinnie Barbarinos?
Yeah.
Whole jar of them. And that's not good.
No.
He notices that David locks the door.
Okay, have you guys ever actually gone through somebody else's rooms or medicine cabinets or anything like that?
No.
I'm going to say no.
You're gonna say no?
I'm sure in my I know I've opened the medicine
I
cabinet.
I look in people's
Looked.
refrigerators whenever I go to their house. I don't know why. I always just look. I'm like, oh, so that's what.
I wouldn't go into like a bedside
Yeah, I've
table.
never gone to like a bedroom or anything
No,
like
no.
that.
God,
A closed
No.
door.
I'm always like, oh, you guys are yogurt people, or
Amy, let's go.
let's get out of here. They're mistreating their fruit. Yeah. So,
But he's worried about her.
he's worried about his ex.
Yeah.
Because she's just, they're all just so fucking weird.
They're so
the
flaky and weird. And
invitation people.
all of the people that aren't the invitation people are weirded out, except Cocaine Girl, who just wants to fucking get fucking plowed immediately. And Troy is her boyfriend, who has not
He's
shown
not
up
there.
yet.
Yeah.
They can't get a signal up there, but at one point, like on their cell phones, but at one point, Will sees David on the phone.
Yeah.
And then that one lady leaves, as everyone would and should.
Yeah.
She
And
gets
it-
freaked out.
After the video, right? It's
Yeah. Well, after
the
it's when they're playing "I Want."
Oh, right.
She gets uncomfortable and leaves, and
She's like, ew.
she this is a real weird moment with the Pruitt character where he follows her out.
Yeah.
They never come back to her.
No.
No, I think, just to be extra spoily, I think she just leaves. But
Yeah.
you think that he's done something
You
to
think,
her.
Right.
yeah, because he follows her around. It looks like he's just going to talk to her, and he says, "Oh, I apologize for making her feel uncomfortable."
No,
But-
he said he was parked behind her.
well, that's why.
Initially.
But then he doubled back.
Oh, he
Remember,
doubled back, okay.
he called out to her and followed her around the hedgerow where they couldn't be seen.
But it's played real ominous.
It's
Right.
spooky, and I, you're like, I think he killed her on the other side of the hedges.
But then I don't think he
But you
did.
don't know.
Yeah.
You don't really know.
You don't
Because-
know. You
yeah.
never find out.
Yeah, which I like.
Yeah.
I like that in particular moment is never tied up.
Mhm.
Now, as Will becomes progressively more, you don't know if he's just being paranoid because, again, things are happening kind of subtly in the background. All of his friends are telling him to relax.
Yeah.
They're just a little weird because they're in the cold. We all think it's weird, but
Calm
let's
your
have a
tits,
good time.
bro.
Yeah. And he,
Maybe you're weird.
you think he's going to calm his tits, but then they have their weird upstairs dinner party.
Well, don't forget, not only did Bottomless Girl, like, present, she
Yeah.
also went over to him at the pool and was
Yeah.
just like, you want to fuck this?
yeah.
I'm going to let you hurt me.
That's
And
right.
he's like, no thanks, I'm all up. I'm all set on hurt
Yeah.
hurt pussy.
So before they get to the actual dinner party portion of the dinner party, Will is convinced they've done something with Choi.
Yeah.
And he finally gets a signal and he gets his voicemails, and one of them is Choi saying he was there and had to leave to go get dessert.
Right.
No, Troy saying that he was there. I forgot dessert. Do you mind picking it up for me on your way?
Yeah. And so he was like, he's already been here, so he confronts everybody. What
At
have you done
dinner.
with Choi? What have
Yeah.
you done with Choi? He was here, and you know, you had to know he was here, and then you're like, okay,
He makes
he's-
a big scene. Yeah.
makes a big scene, but you're on his side. You're like, this guy is figuring out there's something really wrong here. And then Choi turns up, and he turns out he got called to work, and now you think this guy's crazy, possibly, but you still don't, because you know it's a horror movie.
At that point, when do we see the guy go out and light the lantern?
Oh, that's right before they sit down to eat.
Right.
Yeah, he lights this red lantern.
Which is all like the payoff for that is fucking amazing.
It's great.
Was there so the bars on the windows are a certain kind of like pattern, and I feel like I saw the pattern in a few other places,
Oh, I didn't catch that.
including the lantern. I felt like around the lantern it was
Oh.
that same pattern that was the bars on the windows, and I don't know if I was just seeing things.
I didn't notice it, but
Yeah.
I could go back and look.
It sounds like something like an art director would do.
Yeah.
They'd be like, you know what? Patterns, bitches. Just like in Hereditary.
Yeah.
So they all sit down, and David, starts pouring wine for everybody, and they are toasting.
I would have survived because I don't drink.
That's true.
Yay.
But sometimes you do.
Yay.
And as they all start to drink,
I
Well,
might have
there
like,
was this-
imbibed of this time.
There was this moment just before this wine scene where Will has gone to his son's room, but it's now like an office.
Yeah.
And he's just trying to remember and kind of feel his kid there. And he's snooping around again.
yeah.
Snoopy
And he
McSnooperson.
finds a laptop,
Sniffing
opens
David's
it up,
underwear.
and sees another video
Oh,
from
yeah. That's right.
the cult leader dude. And he's like, now's the time.
yeah.
It's now, man.
Yeah.
And he's like weirded out. So when he goes down for the wine shit, he's like, mm-mm.
And he,
I heard of Jim
he
Jones.
knocks it out of everybody's hands,
Except for one of them.
and he knocks.
And they're like, "What the fuck, man?"
And Sadie freaks out.
Sadie,
Old
yeah.
Donald Duck. She's
Yeah.
like, nuh-uh. And she attacks him, and he like flings her to the
says
ground.
you're ruining everything, which could be construed as you're ruining the dinner party, and she's
Yeah.
just a little crazy. But he knocks her down. You think he may have accidentally killed her.
She's super flaky.
Yeah. and-
What an annoying asshat.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny because I've met people like this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So I felt it was very realistic.
Oh, no, it was,
her
for
portrayal
sure.
of this character.
I feel like she was like the Twiggy kind of.
Yeah.
I think that was a kind of a call to the Manson girls.
Yeah.
In a way.
Oh, you mean Squeaky?
What did I say?
Twiggy.
That was the model. Twiggy
Yeah.
was the model.
And the
Squeaky.
little robot on Buck Rogers.
That too. Squeaky and Twiggy. I'm always getting them mixed up. Squeaky and Lenny and
Squiggy and Lenny.
Squirky.
Ziggy from Quantum Leap.
Yeah.
And the little
Ziggy.
cartoon boy.
The
I
cartoon
get that
boy.
too. The Gary Gnu from the Great Space Coaster. I'm always getting him mixed up with the. Okay. Anyways, the doctor friend goes over to check her out, and then you hear she's not breathing, and you're like, no, not her. Their other friend who drank the wine isn't breathing, and
Yeah.
she is foaming at the mouth, and
Yeah.
they're like, oh shit, it's on.
Yeah.
And then a gun comes out.
David shoots the doctor friend,
Yep.
and then all hell fucking breaks loose.
Yep, they start hunting down all the guests,
Yeah.
Eden and Will, but Eden is not on
Eden
board.
and David.
Or Eden and David, sorry. And Eden
Pruitt
is-
and Sadie.
She's and Pruitt and Sadie. And Eden's not on board. She's saying this is wrong.
Because it
And-
is. You shouldn't kill people.
No, you shouldn't. So
Especially
she's
your
having second
friends.
thoughts.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then from here it's just, survival.
It's just like a
Plays
slasher
out
at that
like-
point. You're,
yeah.
For like the next 10 minutes or so.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all you get.
And then you piece together that the plan was that they were all going to die together, Jim Jones style. And the gun was just in case somebody figured it out, I guess.
Yeah.
And then the great part is Are we jumping to the very end?
Sure.
Yeah. There's really no filler in between.
The
right?
great part is then at the end you start hearing like all these sirens. You go out and they show like the Hollywood Hills or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And there's all these little lantern lights shining all over. And you've been hearing throughout the thing that there are all these people involved in the invitation, and you realize that like this was their big event, and that all over the place.
Yeah.
Once they've lit the lanterns, that means they're all dead.
You think at first I'm like, oh, somebody called the police because I hear sirens. Good, they're gonna get help. No, I think it's because the shit's going on everywhere. It's
Yeah.
not just the police for them. You hear screams. There's helicopters.
It's a huge like mass murder suicide.
Cats and dogs living together.
Yeah.
Can you believe it?
It's the whole thing.
It fucking punches you right in the face
Yeah.
right there.
Sarah Polly driving a car.
Yeah, the zombies, but none.
Yeah. It's a mess. It's a mess. Phil Dunphy's boat.
Nick, ladies.
Do you ever, like, how do people get involved in cults? It seems so obvious, but obviously it can't be.
It's the same way people get involved in street gangs. It's loneliness.
Yeah.
It's loneliness. It's so sad.
It is sad.
It doesn't seem that hard to convince people to do whatever you want if they're lonely.
You want to eat a booger? I dare you.
I mean, I don't want to.
You want to eat one of my boogers?
I'm not lonely though.
Maybe
Freddy's booger cult.
Maybe you'll be lonely later.
Maybe.
You want me to save some boogers?
Hold on to it,
I'll put some in a jar.
just in case.
Okay. I'll poke holes in the jar so they don't die.
Thanks.
Because you think about Scientology, and the idea is nice. We're going to give you ways to help yourself without having to rely on drugs, blah, blah, blah. Ways to conquer all your negativity and all that stuff.
Well, it's interesting because it's aimed at these wealthy people who are in this town that is just like the weird business. It's all these disaffected, disconnected people who don't know how to just be people and just like be. So they're kind of a perfect target.
I guess some people don't want. I'm sure I think I'm just kind of coming to a realization that sometimes you're not going to be happy.
Yeah.
Sometimes you'll just be sad, and that's part of it, and it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
And some people don't want to ever feel that way.
Yeah.
Well, if you want to be happy for the rest of your life,
Don't make a pretty woman your wife.
You try to
that's
say
good
some
advice.
shit.
I'm just saying. Get an ugly girl to marry you.
Fuck you.
You so ugly.
I look like Willem
Love
Dafoe.
you, baby. You look like a young
A
Willem
young
Dafoe.
Willem Dafoe.
A young.
A young one.
Hey, don't
Yeah.
flatter yourself there.
Yeah, when his skin was still smooth.
Remember when he was conducting that silent symphony at that crime scene?
Oh, yeah. That was fun.
Mm-hmm. Boondock Saints, everyone.
Yeah. I never did see the sequel.
I didn't either.
Yeah.
I didn't think the first one was amazing. I liked it.
It was a fun movie.
Can you let Elise talk about the actual topic at hand?
What's that again?
Oh, you don't have to do that.
Oh, I want to. Trust and believe.
I think that's a great question, though, Amy. That because I'm not a joiner at all, and yeah, that was one of the things about this movie that, like I said, I would never go in the first place. But if I did end up on something like that, I would be that lady leaving because I've had experience with not cults, but really motivated new age people who want you to join some seminar or program or MLM.
I'm suspicious of anybody that's too pushy about certain things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
You
you
mean me, don't you?
but if you keep
do.
bringing it up
I do.
and, keep suggesting things to you,
Yeah.
that's when I'm suspicious and I'm like, kind of write you off right away.
Right.
You want to eat a booger, Andy?
Yeah.
Well, and that
If you keep doing it, you're going to eventually beat me down. I'm like,
He will do it.
Do you want to
He
eat
will.
one of my boogers, Andy?
Oh my god. Yeah, so it's just it was to think of a cult that's based around helping people recover from trauma, and they do that basically by killing them. It just seems very plausible. And I feel like I feel like when I lived in New York, I knew people like this who were like, "No, you just have to come. It's wonderful."
That's it. They can't
Yeah.
believe.
Love it.
Was it Landmark?
No, it was Avatar.
Avatar.
And
the
which is
movie?
a spin-off of Scientology,
Oh,
actually.
yeah.
They
But
just. Oh, you go.
ahead.
No, you.
No, I was done.
No, you.
Oh.
well,
I
I
was
feel like New
done.
York is like a good, like big cities are a good place for these cults to come up because a lot of people by themselves are lonely,
Yeah.
and they're looking for people to connect with. Same thing with college campuses. I remember at UC
Yeah.
there were a lot of people,
Oh, the
Scientologists recruiting because you're thrown into the situation, you're like new situation. You're by yourself, and you're discovering yourself, and these cults they prey on vulnerable people like that.
And credit card people.
And
too.
the people can't believe, like the joiners, like they always are like, I can't believe you don't want this thing that I'm gonna fix your life for you. Why can't you just let me fix your fucking life? Because they want everyone to be a part of it. Is that Scientology Center still downtown?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Uh-huh.
But I haven't seen those people walking around in a while.
You know who was out in force yesterday?
J-Dubs?
The J-Dubs.
We saw the J-Dubs yesterday.
I think they were on Coleraine,
Yeah, they were standing out by the mall. They had a sign, which is weird. The sign thing is new. My parents would have not have been cool with that.
There was we got a flyer in our door. They were out. I don't think I've seen them in a long time.
Well, it's because we saw more. I think they're gearing up for a Helm's Deep style battle.
And
scary thought.
Not sure if it's fair or not, but I think about organized religion the same way as I do about Scientology and all this stuff. It's like this: I can just give Jesus all your problems, and it's going to be fixed. Now, most organized Christian religions are not going to ask you to kill.
Well, here's
not in a while anyway.
Here's the interesting idea.
1,000 years maybe since the Crusades, but
this is what I always thought about though.
When were the Crusades?
What happens when they do?
I know.
What happens when the leaders of all these religions that have that people are just devoted to flip over and they say, "Listen, God wants you to get rid of all the sinners. This is what you got to do to get into the rapture."
Joel Osteen and his big old fucking teeth.
You guys all have your guns. Turn them on your neighbors if they don't join. What happens then?
That's called the end times. It's actually in the
Great
Bible.
Tribulation.
Yeah.
Let's
Book of
call
Revelations.
Westboro and ask them.
Yeah.
I want us all to practice live and let live.
I thought you were going to say your instruments.
The golden rule. That's what I want.
IDWIW.
I will live and let live for cultists.
Will you live and let die?
Yeah.
And religious people, as long as they live and let me live.
You a young Willem Dafoe.
But it is scary sometimes to think about. I don't know if this is true. It feels this way, that we're at a time in our history where I feel like there are a lot of anxious people out there and they're just looking for the way to fix it. I personally enjoy therapy.
Stop trying to fix it.
Well, you gotta fix some things.
Not some things. Just let it all go, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's how I'm trying to let it go by using
Right.
No, I know you.
No,
I don't
he
mean
doesn't
you.
mean therapy.
Oh,
he
like
means this other
opioids
shit.
and
I
is
mean-
another cult,
I just mean what you saying, like all these people that just want everything, they're like, how do we fix it? Just don't.
Yeah.
I'm not saying don't fix your personal life.
Right.
Don't try to suck anybody else in.
Yeah.
Well, I think they have good intentions behind it, but I think they don't realize it's okay to not be happy all the time.
Yeah.
Well, I just stop trying to draw people in, man.
You also got to know who your Willem Dafoe friends are and who the Willem Dafoe is.
Oh, Freddie.
That's important.
You know what, Freddie? I would follow you.
I'll eat your boogers.
I'll eat your boogers.
It's about time.
'Cause that's
There'll be
great.
a video in your YouTube feed when it's time. It'll be like, please look in your desk. There's a jar of boogers.
Yeah, I'm gonna before it happens,
Time
I'm
to
gonna
eat
knock all the
boogers.
boogers out of everybody's hands. Don't eat the
Yeah.
boogers.
Oh my God, I'm
Don't
gonna
eat the
throw up.
boogers.
Boogers are poison.
Stop tugging.
But that Gina's gonna eat her booger before she's supposed to.
Everybody put in your purple butt
Yeah.
plugs
I
now.
want to be the.
Gina already did it. They're poisoned.
She was like, ooh, butt plug.
Some cocaine on it.
It's got a gem on it.
Oh, poison butt plug. That's the.
Poison Butt Plug is the name of our new punk band.
that's a good
Oh,
shit.
that is
my
a good
God.
name.
That would be
Poison
amazing.
butt plug.
I want to be the old hillbilly guy that lives
You're
on
gonna.
Mount St. Helens. When they come to take him, they're like, you got to come join it. He just shoots at him. That's what I'm going to be when all the religions try to come and get me.
You know what my friend's grandpa Frank used to do? Whenever he saw religious people in the neighborhood, he kept a cross directly behind him when
He
you
threw
open the door,
rocks
you
at
could
him.
see the cross. He would turn it. It was on a nail in the middle. He'd turn it so it was upside down.
That's awesome.
When they'd come to the door, so they would see it over his shoulder upside down.
I've heard a lot of people say, because they like to tell me this, because I used to be a J-Dub, we always just said we worship Satan. Like as a joke.
Have you?
No one ever said that
Oh,
to me.
no
yeah,
one
yeah.
says that. That's
But they all
Yeah.
say they say that.
Yeah. I told my mom that when she asked if I believed in God. I said, "You know, I'm a Satan worshiper."
What
You
did
did, and
say?
she was. That was when she was still. She was doped up.
She rolled her eyes at me.
She's like, oh, Freddie.
She knew I was
I
joking.
think she was flying high on some pain pills.
She was.
She thought it was funny,
Yeah.
and then I think she was kind of.
Well, it is funny when you say it to your mom.
Yeah, she was also worried about my eternal soul.
Yeah.
Well, there's that.
Okay, so at what point at this dinner party would you have left?
The video.
Yeah, I'd have been like, guys, I'm not into your
Yeah, the minute
woo woo.
Video.
the minute I realized they were trying to get me to
Yeah.
join something, I'd be like, this was fun. Don't call me anymore.
I see the person.
I would go home and unfriend them all on Facebook.
If you see a host of a party lock the door from the inside, put the key in his pocket.
I don't like houses that have the locks with
Me
keys on
neither.
both sides.
Me
Yeah.
neither. They're
Why?
dangerous.
Why does that exist?
I don't
Does anybody know who was like, I want to be able to
Listeners.
lock people in?
We should Google it.
We should Google it.
I think it's so someone can't like break a window and unlock it from the inside. I don't know. That's just my theory.
That's maybe.
Be easier to just not put windows around the door.
This something like this actually did kind of happen to me once with a coworker. He
Oh,
was-
that's right.
He's a particular strain of Buddhist. I'm not going to talk about what it is because I think it's a cult, but some people get a lot of help from it. And a very similar story, he and his spouse lost a child, found this strain of Buddhism. He said it helped him so much, and that's great. I'm glad it did. But he kept inviting me to, like, he was my boss. He was my direct supervisor. He kept inviting me to this this talk. He kept saying they were having a reading group. I show up. I just hear chanting. Just loud chanting in the hallway. I get to the door. I go inside. There's like 10 people there.
That's the dog, by the way.
Yeah, I was like, what is that sound?
Jesus.
Which
That was the creepiest
Yeah.
timing.
It's really
right?
creepy.
So anyway,
There's like 10 people there. They're all chanting. He's sitting in front of this altar, hitting this like metal bowl to make this ringing sound.
Yeah.
I sit down.
they're summoning
The Tibetan prayer bowl.
the Yog Sothoth.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, what the hell is this? So I just sit down and I'm watching. And this woman leans over and she's like, come on, why aren't you chanting? And she shows me their little book. And I'm like, because I don't know what those words mean. And I'm not going to say them.
You're not
going
going to summon a demon by accident.
And she's like, oh, it's fine. Just do it. I was like, nope. So they get done. Anyway, it turns out I thought there were going to be all kinds of people there. No, it turns out everybody else there was already in the religion.
So you're the
I
only
was
one.
the only one. They had made me watch a video.
Oh my gosh.
They tried to get me to purchase the altar.
Yeah.
And I was just like, nah, none of this is for me, sorry. And then the next day at work, he was like, I'm sorry if they were kind of a hard sell. That's not really my thing, but, it's fine if you're ever interested. And then he gave me a book or something. It was just so odd.
That's like, no, he knew exactly what he was doing. If you're the
Yeah,
only
oh,
one
I
that
know.
was not
It's
involved
really,
in this.
they're just fancy
It's sort of
Tupperware
like
parties.
it's sort of like when somebody grabs your boobs and then like the next day they're like, sorry if that was weird or whatever.
You remember like when I was inside you that time and it was like out of nowhere?
Sorry if you thought that was weird. That wasn't my intention.
That's what I don't normally do that.
Now, I want to say I would leave at a certain point, but I think my anxiety about being too polite
You're
would
probably-
have
yeah.
compelled me to stay.
And join the religion and buy
Eventually
the
you
altar.
would. Eventually,
It's
Andy
like I would probably like drink the wine
I
out
just
of
want
like
them to like.
Well, I'm like
Yeah.
Elise. I'm very sensitive to. I'm not a joiner of any
No,
kind,
me.
and I'm very sensitive to people trying to rope me into religious things or anything like that. So yeah, the minute I put that together, I'd be like, I mean, I might make up an excuse like, oh. My
house burned
cat
down.
just texted me and they pooped all over the floor. We gotta go.
like Amy was saying. I think I would have joined just to be so don't make it awkward for people.
Yeah, but just never showed up ever again.
I was like,
Give him a fake number.
Aren't you suspicious whenever somebody is like selling something as part of the deal?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which
That's the
all
whole
of
thing
them
about
are.
Scientology.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's like hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess we're all immune to cults.
Mm-hmm.
Yay
now.
us.
Knock on wood. I don't know. I think I could be vulnerable to it.
You would be.
Yeah, I always worried about Mikey B. I wish he was
Yeah.
here for this episode. I'm glad he'll be here to talk about cults before the end of the month because I gotta make sure he's not in one yet.
He's not. But
He's
he is,
so good-hearted and
Yeah.
sweet and trusting, and I worry that someone's gonna rope him into a cult. If you're listening to this, Mikey,
But
don't buy meat from a truck anymore.
he has, though, hasn't he?
And
that's right. He did do
don't
that.
let the vacuum people into your house.
That's it.
Yes.
If they offer you a friendship candle, they're trying to get in your house.
Oh, I hate the friendship
And
candle
your
bullshit.
ass.
And he loves candles.
Yeah, I thought they were gonna kill me.
It's always a white chick with dreadlocks and a candle.
Well, she didn't have dreadlocks.
Yeah.
But she looked like the kind that would have dreadlocks.
She had brushed him out that morning.
She had like a midriff, like she just had like
Yeah.
a midriff.
She had a
shirt
midget?
and- yeah, and like a
We
she had
don't
like
say that.
Sorry, a little person shirt.
and she had like kind of meth eyes. Like she just
We saw some white dreadlocks yesterday.
I did. White girl with dreadlocks. We also saw a guy leaving UDF with no shoes on, walking
know.
through the parking lot.
He was
I-
mad because he said he didn't get all the gas he paid for.
Oh, that happens a lot.
I know somebody who actually a white girl who has dreadlocks, but it works.
Yeah.
It's the only person.
Oh,
I've
I've
ever-
known
yeah.
a few
Hey,
that
we-
look good with them.
We'll probably see that guy on Corey Talk soon
Yeah.
about the UDF
Never go to this
on North End.
because they'll tell you to put shoes on. They didn't though.
Nope.
There's
They
a lot of
didn't. They
there was a
let him
there was a man bun.
That's how they
working
get
there,
you.
Well, they were
White
already
girl
dealing
with
with.
dreadlocks and a guy with no shoes on.
He's like, I paid $6 for gas and I only got 3. And the guy's like, well, you pumped 3, then you came in and paid 6, and then you just pumped the other 3.
That's
he-
sick.
I like that the whole amount was $6 of gas.
Yeah, I know. And he had
Are
Don't
you
buy
just,
shoes, he
are you
can't
just
afford
trying to
those
make it
gas.
across the street
To the
because
shoe
that's
store.
what you're getting?
He's like, I can't
wrong with
walk.
people?
He probably showed him his feet and like, I clearly can't walk there.
What, do you think it was like just the quarters that he'd found on the ground, like
I don't know.
all over town that day?
Maybe.
That's how he was able to afford $6 of gas.
the floor quarters. Okay, well, it's the end of the show, so we have to talk about our Beelzebubs.
Yes, indeed.
Let's do it. Let's talk about them.
Let's say like,
What's the hot goss?
what's some gossip about Jeremy and Cassie?
Oh my God, did you hear?
They're making cookies.
They're making cookies.
What kind though?
Booger cookies.
That's
They're my boogers.
That's how they're gonna get us.
Man, after watching the invitation, I don't trust food from like even my friends.
Strangers.
Even my friends now.
But you were always making cookies and bringing them to Horror
Yeah,
Hound.
Andy, if anybody's gonna kill us all through food, it's you.
You.
It's the long con name. I'm slowly poisoning you.
knew it.
That is the one way you can sneak up on me. Well, it's one of the two ways you can sneak
That
up on
and
me and kill me.
handjobs?
Oh yeah, basically.
What's the hot goss on Amanda?
Oh, Amanda, I heard that she has a huge stockpile of weapons. Medieval shit. Like
Well, that-
flails.
Trebuchets.
An armory.
Trebuchets, yeah.
Well,
Pikes.
that's just smart.
Halberds.
Though. She's getting ready for the end times.
She has a
right.
halberd.
What about
Morning stars.
what about Dale?
Dale, he's just a good guy. That's what I've heard.
That's what you've
I've heard he's a good
Yeah.
guy.
That's the
Squeaky
gossip that
clean.
he's a good guy.
Look,
I heard that he's a good guy.
I like Dale. Dale's great. But between you and me, he's also a very good person.
We got
That's
Mandy.
that's the worst gossip ever.
I hear Mandy's a fine girl.
What about Adam?
What do the sailors say?
They say that they're. How's
Oh,
it
that's
go?
Brandy.
What do the sailors
say?
Bing, 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 bing,
What
bing,
y'all
bing,
done
bing,
heard
bing.
about Adam?
Oh boy, I wish I
Wow.
could tell you, but I promised.
All right. What about Brooke?
Brooke, I'll spill the beans on Brooke.
You spilled beans on Brooke?
That's messed up, Fred.
God damn you.
Her eyebrows are not real. They're
Shit.
caterpillars.
Ernest.
Oh, Ernie is really a Muppet. Parading
The
around.
walking,
That's a
talking.
man.
That's a really good Muppet because we've met Ernest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Jim Henson Creature Shop.
Yeah, they do good work.
Damn it, Ernie, you got us.
They partnered with Weta in a rare instance to make Ernie.
Albert.
Albert is a serial killer.
He made bacon. I know
Yeah.
that.
Like he made it. Like
Yeah.
he cut the pig up. Or he just cooked
got
it from a
Yeah, the
package.
pig.
Yep.
Long pig.
Mm-hmm. I made air quotes, listeners.
We
You
heard
couldn't see it, but
on one
I
of
did.
could hear
have
the
you
air
guys watched
quotes.
Dead North, the true crime show?
Nah.
No.
It's good.
Yeah, well,
They get to a
check it
point
out.
where the neighbors, these people think that they fed them a murder victim,
Yeah.
and he's like, it was like lobster, like it was a translucent meat that had the
Ooh.
texture of lobster, and I'm like, that doesn't sound like people.
No,
Did it turn out not to be people?
Oh, they don't know. They think they did feed them
Oh, fuck.
to them.
maybe.
But anyways, I thought you should watch Dead North. It's really
Yeah,
great.
I will.
Oh.
Tree and Alex.
Tree and Alex, I heard, and don't tell anybody this because this is between us, but Tree is actually a magical fairy from the forest,
I can't believe that.
I knew it.
Yeah.
and Alex is a bunch of moss that came to life through Tree's magic.
It all adds up.
Yep,
They're also always bugging you to join Scientology.
Yeah.
Always.
yep,
Is that why he's like gnawing on wool all the time?
yeah. That's
And
why.
I knew it.
Brandon Boone.
Here's the thing:
Oh.
Brandon's been dead the whole time.
Weekend at Bernie style?
He's been dead the whole time.
Oh, that's why he wears sunglasses all the time.
The whole
I-
time.
Even at night.
Yeah.
I
Bill?
would never have guessed.
Bill killed him.
We should call the authorities.
We should.
I don't know. He's a friend and
It's
a
not part of
patron.
it. I don't want to get involved.
He's a
you know?
patron.
I'm not a joiner.
We can't afford to lose a Beelzebub over this.
Stitches get stitches.
We're easily
Yeah,
bought.
You go to prison.
We got Blake.
Blake, oh my God, Blake. He owns his own personal Flowbee. An original first edition. That's worth so much. It's worth a fortune, but I have never told anybody because I don't want his home to be vandalized and broken into.
What's the condish?
Cherry.
Oh, that's a step above mint.
Yeah, it's cherry.
Oh my God.
That Flowbee is like, I mean, it's tricked out. It's got all the original attachments and everything.
He doesn't use it though, does he? I mean, that devalues it.
I don't know.
Depreciates.
I don't know. I heard his son took it out for a spin without asking, though.
Mm.
Gave all of his friend bowl cuts.
Yeah. And then he threw it out the back.
And then he
Down
tried
into the
he
woods.
tried to turn back the miles on it.
Yeah.
Mark.
Mark has dirty underwear.
I thought I smelled something.
Don't tell anybody I told you this.
What's the hot goss on Mikey P?
Mikey P still listens to R. Kelly.
No,
And
we
he-
canceled R. Kelly.
And he says, he's like,
I don't care if the remix to Ignition is amazing.
it is really good. Hot and fresh out the kitchen.
Hot and spicy McChicken.
Ooh, I'm hungry.
Mikey P. We already,
Yeah, you just did that. It's
that
done.
was his,
Yeah, he listens to R.
he
Kelly.
listens to R. Kelly.
You got Jim.
Sometimes art trumps
Mhm.
nastiness. Jim,
Jim.
bench presses 300 pounds.
Oof.
I know it sounds like a good thing, but it's people.
He bench presses people.
He bench presses people.
Against
300-pound people.
their will.
Unwilling
He bench pressed me.
people.
And this one's going to be awkward because she's in the room.
Uh-oh.
But
Mm.
Elise, what have
Earmuffs.
you heard?
I heard
At least earmuffs.
Earmuffs.
she has a tilapia vagina.
Can confirm.
It's made, it's descaled.
But at least
it's
she has a
descented,
vagina.
But it's tilapia.
It's very locale.
It's like a healthy
Yeah, it's a healthy
experience
alternative.
It's
every
translucent meat like lobster.
time.
That's some that gossip is kind of fishy.
Oh, damn. Oh, duh. That makes good fish tacos, though, tilapia.
Yeah, it does.
Mm-hmm.
Especially this one.
Oh! From scratch.
Homemade.
Amy, you need a
Some
mop.
homemade it.
You need a mop to get off all this tea that Freddie spilled.
So much tea.
Mm.
The hottest
So much
tea.
gossip.
We will not be doing a show next weekend because we are going.
Because we're mad at you.
Yeah. you know what you did.
You're
Because we're going to Mexico for a retreat.
Hmm. And so when we come back, we'll,
We'll
have
send
a
Justin-
presentation.
That'll be on the 1st of July, and we'll be talking about The Endless,
That's when we come back.
Oh, yeah.
which comes out on VOD on the 26th, so it worked out perfectly.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to that timeshare seminar thing this weekend,
Yeah.
Yeah.
where they also teach us how to get rid of our trauma and
Right.
connect with other people.
Yeah, you got to go up into the mountains of Tennessee.
Yes.
I'm very excited to earn my epaulets.
You ready to join the Sea Org? You have to sign a 1 billion-year contract.
I can't wait to meet Pruitt.
To see you next Tuesday, Org.
I got it.
Anything else before we go, y'all? We good?
No.
Thank
All
you
right.
for having
Nothing.
me.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you for being a patron.
Thank you for being. All right, bye.
Bye.
Frankenstein was wondering if he should go to bed.